Hi everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles, and I hope you're happy and well wherever you are. And I'm making this video about the new moon eclipse that's happening on the 30th, okay? And bringing us into a new month, but also a lot of endings as well. And it's focused in Taurus. So I'm going to just talk today about this because on Friday this week, I will be doing one of the big readings that you guys seem to like. And we'll go over, recap all of the readings that we've had so far and all of the information that's been coming forward, and do another reading and see where we are at again. And I'm doing this on Friday. I would normally do it on Saturday for you all, but I'm doing it on Friday because Saturday at 12, Mountain Time, until about 3 p.m., I am teaching Isis, Blue Moon Isis Reiki. That was weird. Blue Moon Isis Reiki, right? So it's a different method. You don't have to be experienced. You don't have to be a master. You will receive PDFs. We will be in a Zoom class together, so you'll be seeing me live and doing this live with me. And then the next day, as a bonus, you'll have another method of Reiki, which is called Golden Triangle Reiki. And these are things to help you. These are tools to help you on your journey. The biggest thing about it is that it's easy and you'll always go back and you can watch it. It's all at the Teachable website. And so you don't even have to be there for it. You can just go and watch it in your own time and download the PDF and information about it and listen to the recordings, meditations, and all that sort of thing. So I offer these for you as tools for you to move forward. I also have other different types of Reiki methods available, and they're very easy. To me, Reiki is like a beginner's healing, but if you haven't done any work with Goddess Isis before, for example, or the Egyptian energy, or you've always wanted to, or you're already a Reiki master, but you want to add something to your toolkit, another cool thing that you can offer, or if you just want to work on yourself, then these are really awesome. And so it's on Saturday and Sunday. Again, you don't have to be there, but I'll put a link to the tickets where you can purchase tickets. It's $99 for both days. That doesn't mean $99 each day. It's both included. And this is an expensive course. Generally, you would pay a lot to be doing any kind of healing courses. So I wanted to invite you to that. So that's on this weekend, and it's also going to be like moving in. We're doing it on a new moon eclipse as well. So we're moving into this brand new energy, as well as letting go of a lot of energy as well. I also am going to be doing today, we will do a card from the Crystal Mandala Oracle, because this helps us on our spiritual path. Now, I am in a energy vibration today of, I guess it's like a teaching thing, because I've been teaching for the last 12 weeks at the Light Leaders Academy and putting up a whole lot of content, that it's been so incredibly powerful. And I am going to have the Light Leaders, who have passed and gone through this course, etc., to answer some questions as well. We're going to be doing a Zoom with them included and show you all, because they would really like to talk with you about what they've been learning, because it was completely different, I guess, in many ways to what they might have thought that they were going to be learning. It's much more in depth and it's much more powerful. And the idea is that it helps you personally to heal in a way perhaps that you've never done before. In fact, if you have done it before, then you wouldn't need anything. You'd just be on your path and having a great life. So it is extremely powerful. And I get in this mode where I feel like I need to share something, and I'm never exactly sure what that is. And I'm sure that it will come out as I'm talking today. And as I said, we're going to be looking at the energy of this new moon, what it means for us. I'll be screen sharing in a moment. But I'm going to just talk with you just real quickly while you're here listening. And this is not live, this is pre-recorded. So, you're seeing this at the right time for you, and I appreciate all of you coming in. But I want to say this. I have been doing spiritual work since I was 15 years old. Okay, so if you're new here, you may not realize that. But my life has been it's been a tremendous experience of the strength of who I am as a soul. Because there were so many times in my lifetime, in my childhood, in my teens, in my 20s, 30s, whatever, that there was just so many times where everything could have ended for me. Everything could have just completely been gone and I would have passed away, or I would have been horribly damaged, whatever, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, completely lost. Okay. And over those years, I began to train myself because I couldn't personally rely on anybody to help me in any way. I had friends in my life, don't get me wrong. And I don't mean to upset anybody who knows me personally, but ultimately, all healing you do by yourself. I went on a mission of discovery, going through multiple different aspects of spirituality and deciding where I sort of fit in that scheme of things or whatever it is. Yes, I can do just about any kind of reading or divination or scrying that you want to see, but that's not all of me. That is not even a fraction of who I am. And throughout this process of life, and going through these different experiences and having, my children go through experiences and having been abandoned, rejected, whatever you want to call it, abused by parents and family, and being left out as just this outcast in their eyes, it has strengthened me to the core. There is nothing that comes my way now in my life, in my healed reality, that I can't handle. And I couldn't say that many years ago. In fact, I couldn't probably say that even up to 10 years ago, because there were still so many things that were still occurring in my life personally. Even though I've been online in May, it's coming up 13 years. Now, I've been online. My story is very deep. And I know through my experiences of gathering knowledge, of asking for help, of hurting and loss, grief beyond belief, through all of these experiences in my life, galactic experiences, working, dealing with aliens, even dealing with high vibrational beings, channeling information with the angels, writing my book while my grandma was dying in my house. I'm writing my book, losing my son for many, many, many years, and dealing with so many other things. It's just unbelievable. Excuse me. That the depth of knowledge that has come through has even blown my own mind. And over the last 12 weeks, I've been able to share a tiny fraction of some things that I've put together over the years, of practices that work, of things that get results. Because I was sick to death of wishy-washiness and people out there who are only online to take. And that was never my agenda. It was always to actually give. And through that giving and through that understanding of the soul, the journey, the experience, the loss, the hurt, the grief, the happiness, the love, the laughter, through all of those experiences, a girl who has nothing and had nobody, throughout her life, who, as I've said to you before, people would have just walked past, ignored, or laughed at through life. This person learnt, studied hard, and read as many books as she could get her hand on to understand the essence of what the hell we're supposed to be doing here and how to do it, how to walk the destiny path, how to walk your path without any drama that takes you off of that path. And there are methods to do it. But you know what the ultimate thing is, I guess, is that you decide it and you accept all of your warts and all of your past and all of your hate and all of your grief and all of your hurts and all of your rejections and all of your abandonments, and you accept all of it through every layer of your being, and you love it, and you get to know yourself through loving eyes. And I have been so blown away by people who don't love themselves. Every single person that comes forward for something on this journey with me is always worried about everybody else except for themselves. And they worry about all the things that other people are going to do, say, think, feel, what they have, what they might have, why they have it, what their body's like, what their partner's like, what their car's like, what the house is like, and why they don't have it. How they've been trying to manifest and it doesn't work. How they've been really asking for the angels to help them, but they can't really see anything taking place. How they long for healing, but they just don't see it taking place either. How they try to open up their psychic abilities, but, well, it only works for other people. And all of this, all of these experiences come from a rejection of who you are, because others have painted a picture in your life of not being good enough, and you have sadly believed them. And when I figured that out, like, it was difficult and it took years to sink in, but it was the most freedom a person can have in their whole entire journey. It is what you're looking for. You are looking for acceptance, but you are looking for it everywhere else. You are desperate for answers everywhere else. You are looking to other people and what they might say about the current situation. You are hoping that this is going to drop into line and that's going to drop into line. And you are hoping that this will work out and that'll work out. And you're looking to others to reassure you or validate what you might know or confirm your visions. You are wasting your time. The more time that we spend outside of ourselves, the less we understand anything. And that's true. And I appreciate all of you that are coming forward and stuck with this channel, even though it's been or has been under a stranglehold, because I don't give the right message in the dark viewpoint. What that means is that I don't push doctors and nurses and pharmaceuticals, that I don't have a liberal type of agenda. I have a spiritual agenda. I have a soul purpose and contract to help awaken humanity to understand themselves. So I'm not saying all the right things for certain dark energies, and they already know who I am. God knows they've tried to wipe me out I don't know how many times, and failed and failed and failed. I come back like like an elastic band, bang, straight back in your face. There's nothing that can take me down or will take me down. And that's not coming from ego. That's coming from a knowing that the more I irritate people that are up there watching, the more that I shine light and focus on the pathway and embrace those who also want to do the same, and continue and continue and continue to share messages, the more I do that, I win every single time. Throughout this whole journey, all of you have focused on trying to get ahead, trying to catch a break, trying to find the right person, trying to reconcile with family, children, wanting the best for humanity, not knowing how to go about it, but sending your blessings. And I want you all to know that that has not gone unnoticed, and it is always worthwhile. Whatever you are giving to this earth to help it to flourish, it is always worthwhile, whether someone notices it or not. In this journey, I want to thank all of you, as I said, who have understood the real message here, understood the darker agenda that has been around for such a long time, just in different names and in different variations and in different countries. But really, this has been a slave planet for a very, very long time. And to free that, some of you, some people out there, really need to see it in their face for some reason before they will believe it. And what we are going to see, what we've already started seeing, is the light showing up in absolutely extraordinary places. Things being completely flipped that never would have a couple of years ago. Things being completely changed. And this is about not a left and right thing to me. I couldn't care less, because all of it has been controlled all across the globe, everywhere. What it has to do with is freedom, strength, unity, coming together, a conscious happiness, a place for everyone to be happy, a place for everybody to be abundant. And there are people that are dictated by even higher people and higher people and higher people. It goes on and on, that have been that way. Don't want that to happen. Don't want so many people on the planet. Don't want anyone to be able to have a pursuit of happiness in any way, to strive for dreams and goals and visions, to have peace on earth and a place to call home. They don't want you to have that. They don't. They do not have your best interest at heart, only their own. Complete domination. But the plan to do all of those things has already been destroyed, and humanity needed to see just how far things were going to get. And that is what everybody has seen. And if you weren't seeing it before, you're definitely seeing it now. All things come to a place of spiritual oneness. The control that has been on this planet has been destroyed. And what you see now isn't even real, okay? It's an illusion. People are making you believe in a certain way to still control you. To fight back, the only way that you can do it is to understand yourself as a soul and as a leader of light. This is why I named the academy Light Leaders Academy, to awaken the ancient energy in each one of you as a soul, to embrace who you really are, and to let go of anyone or anything or any situation that is controlling you. That might be an addiction that you have. That might be a partner that you have. That might be a belief system that you've had your whole life. Wherever the control is in your life, it's not just about governments and things. The little things count. The little aspects of who you are and what you've been dealing with count. The things that you say to yourself create. The declarations that come out of your mouth are magic power. It has never gone away. It was around since the beginning of time where people would decree something and that's the end of it. People in ancient times didn't talk much because words were power. I talk about this all the time because I constantly hear the damaging talk you don't even know you're doing. It's just your everyday life. Oh, that doesn't work. This sucks. My life really sucks. I don't get this. I don't get that. This doesn't happen when I ask for it. I don't feel the healing in my body. Do you hear what you're saying? Can you listen to those words that are coming out? The other thing is the overthinking. You can overthink yourself into hating anyone or anything, especially yourself. If you're the type of personality that has been abused your whole life and you have not healed that aspect of yourself, you will expect others to abuse you no matter what you do. And guess what? You can start seeing it anywhere you want. There could be someone completely innocent who's trying to help you. But because you're so determined that every person that you come across wants something from you, or is going to hurt you, or is untrustworthy, then you're going to start to see it no matter what you do. All of this has to change because all of that is connected to the darkness. It's old habits. It's our trauma responses. It's our PTSDs. It's our lack of protection in life. It's our lack of destiny, direction, focus on ourselves that cause all of these imbalances. Allow your body to drain, allow your energies to drain, to lower your light quotient in your body and cause problems. Happens time and time again, time and time again, time and time again. In this particular journey, I guess we could say, there are going to be people who mean well. They really do. They really mean well. But they lead people off course because they haven't healed. They want something to be true and will try to gather people to believe in that thing with them. And it doesn't work. And it fails. And they go crazy. Right now we have, a friend of mine was telling me the other day, starseeds are going nuts. Why? Because the people who are leading starseed communities are telling starseeds that they are under spiritual warfare and attack. How does that sound? To a super sensitive person, if you tell them that they are under attack, the immediate response is fear. And what does fear do? Takes you away from light. It brings you anxiety. It takes you back into your trauma response. You see? So people who are seemingly trying to help are terrifying their community. I don't think that they mean to do that. I really think that they're trying to get you prepared. However, there's easier ways to do that. There are people who are psychics who are telling people this is exactly what's going to happen to you. If someone tells you that, run. If they have not protected themselves when they sit down to talk to you or it's online or whatever, run. They don't know what they're doing. It's a gimmick to them. You know, these are the things that you've got to recognize. Recognize the love energy. Recognize the balanced energy. Recognize the healing energy. Recognize guidance. Have a reading and it's guidance. Fantastic. That is how it should be. People are out there telling you what to look out for in your future, that there's going to be an accident or a car that looks like this or that, or there's going to be, that's the key word, this is going to happen. They are programming that in your mind. Again, they might not just know that that's a bad thing. They just want to have all of this skill on show. You know, hey, look what I can do. You know what? All of us can do that. But would we? Would we definitely predict something? You can't. Sorry. People change their minds. Can you guide? Absolutely. Do you do it with love? You should be. So in this particular message today, even though we're looking at some different things, I wanted to reflect on the journey thus far, the mistakes I've made, and the situations I've found myself in that were dire. The frustrations I've had with myself over anxieties, fears, phobias, worthiness. I'm not good enough. I have to push harder and harder and harder to get somewhere because obviously what I'm doing doesn't work. So I've got to go more, more, more. What else can I bring? What else can I teach? What else can I do? Surely, this is it. And instead of that anymore, I'm just like, well, you know what? The people that really want their life to change and really do truly from the bottom of their heart want to help other people or animals or whatever, they will find me. They will find me. And I will share, because the energy of trying to be the person that has the information, if that makes sense, I don't know. That energy is old. Now, the information, as much as I've tried to share with you over 13 years, given and given and given, I will continue to give. But the giving of information in limited capacity for me has to change. I want to share what I know. I feel like I need to do this. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to be around much longer. I don't know. Who knows? But I do know that there is an urgency to gift humanity everything that I have worked towards over the last 31 years of my life, and continue to give it. And even giving so much, there'll be people that still don't know how to take that and will still be confused and and that's not my problem. Everybody has to come to peace within themselves before there's peace on this planet. That is the truth. Throughout my life of learning, and I come from a line of teachers and preachers, okay? One or the other. That's what I come from. My grandfather on my dad's side was an inventor, and he was in Canada putting up telephone lines when that was a new thing. He just dropped dead in the snow. That was it. My dad was a teacher and a professor of English. That's what I was always told. And boy, he came across that way. What I was doing in my life was frowned upon from the highest of the high, okay? It is never okay to a Christian man to have a daughter who is giving this kind of information. He didn't like divination. He didn't like or understand any of it. He was fearful of what would happen to me when I passed away. That I was bad, God was going to be really mad with me. As much as I try to explain the love of God and Source and Jesus and all that I connect with, apparently you're not allowed to do it. And so the whole New Testament was really bad then because it was channeled, but they're special. Why am I not special as well? Why are you not special? Why is it always somebody else? Because that's what darkness wants you to believe, that there's always someone higher than you. And in reality, you are the highest that there is. But they don't want you to know that. This is the information that I want to share with you. You are actually the most important person on this planet right now. You. It's not egotistical. It's just you are. And the more that you give the time to yourself, the more that you will see how others in your life that you've always wanted to help will easily learn, will easily heal, because you are. You are. I get people with their passive aggressive stuff towards me because they feel lower, and it's their own energy doing that of rejection. The energy of rejection is brutal. If you feel like, your whole family has rejected you, then you're going to have a problem believing that the angels love you. You're going to have a problem believing the universe is actually conspiring to help you. And you're going to block yourself from receiving every single time. As much as you might want to be doing so much good, your doubt up here puts a wall in front of you that you're going to have to climb all the way over again. Spiritual energy is simple, Don't even like using the word. What about mystical energy? What about being a mystic? And just knowing things and trusting in things and letting go of baggage, understanding it through healed eyes and loving yourself unconditionally because nobody else was or is. And you're giving this to yourself because you want a better life, because you want things to change, because you want this transformation. Yes, there are planetary stuff and sun stuff and solar flares and solar winds, and we're going to have, this planet doing this. It's Mercury retrograde. We're going to have, here comes a full moon. Here we know we're endings, and here comes a new moon where we know we're beginning something, and we're going to have those things. And as you're healing, you're going to feel like crap as you're healing. It's just par for the course because all of that was stagnant energy. It comes forward, you start feeling unwell. It's just how it is. That way, if you start to say to yourself, you know what? This means I'm transforming. How awesome. It goes away very quickly when you recognize what's happening to you instead of giving into the fear of what it could be. Spend my life being at the back of the line. I'm all for the underdog in every single way because I basically was one. Now I'm embracing a truer, deeper capacity of ancient knowledge and teaching because nobody else is doing this until they suddenly wake up, which many people are starting to, until they see things as not what you can get in this lifetime, but what you can share. And until they work out the power of their words, then, they won't be in that position of, destiny, of leadership, of where they really want to be. But if you open yourself to acceptance, every single level, you look at your life and you don't look back in disgust. You look at your life and you go, holy crap, how did I even do that? How did I even get through that? Look when I was in this position. And you start to recognize that love and a guiding hand has been with you through your life. And part of it is that it's your hand, that it's your healing, that you can transfer your energy through time and space and help yourself as a little girl or boy. Help yourself so that you become in this healed reality. Anything that takes you away from that are going to be the chatterings of your brain. It's different for her. It's easy for her. She must be like, I don't know, special or something. No, not at all. Okay? This transference or transformation in energy has come because the boundaries are strong, my protection is secure, and I channel information all day. I am in my place of receiving information, and I love it. I love being in that place of total protection all the time. Do I have to be right? It's got nothing to do with being correct at all. In fact, I wouldn't worry about that because I would be worrying about that all the time. You know, am I doing this the right way? Have I said too much? Have I upset anybody? I am not doing that to myself anymore. You know, I just cannot live in a reality of my past trauma, of not wanting to upset anybody's apple cart, or, you know, wanting everybody to be okay with who I am, or wanting to please and just everybody just be happy. I can't do that anymore, because all that does for me, for example, is makes me continually have to work and work and work and work and work to receive anything. And that is a pattern of an abused child. You need to see your patterns in your life and break them, because only you can do it. People can show you, I can guide you, but it's up to you if you decide to do it or not. Listen to where your naysaying comes in, where you doubt yourself, where you doubt your abilities, where you doubt your connection. Listen to it and let it go on this eclipse energy. Okay? Because your worth is not going to be through other people's worth and value in you. If you're waiting for other people to value and applaud you and lift you up, you're going to be waiting a long time. So, by giving it to yourself, your body relaxes, things start to change. The messages come strong and clear. The coincidences don't stop happening, or the synchronicities. You see all the number sequences all the time. You think about someone, they call. You have a feeling about something, it comes true. You just continue to release your chains on yourself, and your life changes in a blink of an eye. You have to be the master of your life in every way. You don't let anybody take your energy for free. You don't give it away for free either. You don't keep worrying about something because it's not going to fix it. You align yourself with truth, and that's the end of the story, and you continue to go through your life not letting anybody pull you off of that pathway. How dare they try? They're going to. Agitators are there for a reason. Are you going to stop and listen to their agitating BS and their drama and stress that you've already gotten past? Are you going to keep pulling yourself back to try to pick these people up that won't do any work for themselves? Or are you going to lead by example? When have you learned the most in your life? Have you learned the most from someone helping you? Because I doubt many of you had anyone helping you. You didn't. You did it yourself. You became the example for others, even if you don't know it. You became the inspiration for others, even when you didn't know it either. You have no idea who you might have helped throughout your life. And in the process, hopefully getting to a sense of oneness with yourself. If we were to take I've been telling people this anyway. If we did think of the goddess Isis, for example, and we see her walk right past our window, do you think that she's stopping every 2 farts to help someone and pick them up? And no, she's just walking because she knows exactly where she's going, and she knows the power of confidence inspires others to be confident no matter what. She knows that the power of her own direction is the answers that she's trying to help others with by being in that powerful place. It's not easy for anybody to do this. That's not the point of it. It doesn't suddenly become easy and you know exactly what to do. You just feel the right and you feel the wrong, you know? And that is something that I just wanted to say anyway. So let's screen share and we'll take a little bit of a look at this new moon. Hopefully I've still got it here. All right, okay. So there's a bigger event. Who cares about Coachella? Oh, silly. On April 30th, the very first eclipse of 2022 will arrive to shake things up and ring in the start of eclipse season, right? The new moon partial solar eclipse in Taurus is an intense one, but intensity doesn't always equate to negativity. Each of the 4 eclipses of 2022 will be in either Taurus or Scorpio. Something is trying to plant roots in your life and bring in a new chapter of beauty, wealth, stability, and growth, but not without something else buried deep beneath the surface being let go, released, and left behind. Okay? This eclipse season offers us the opportunity to understand how we build value in our lives and what we can do to bring further stability, enjoyment, and pleasure into our experience. We'll feel an overwhelming sense of need for release. Listen to it. That way, we can allow our roots to be healthy and our flowers to bloom as the eclipses continue to affect us. Maddie Murphy, co-founder of the Cosmic RX, notes that this new moon solar eclipse occurs close to the North Node, which means the changes that we'll experience should feel positive and easier than we may expect. It's as if you may finally have clarity in how you're growing, improving, and up-leveling your life. This new moon and solar eclipse will mark the beginning of a long period of alterations in what we have in our life. Whether it is about love, friends, family, home, education, career, or ourselves, we are guided to leave or adapt. The fresh start this new moon solar eclipse is bringing is unavoidable. So step feet first into the chaos. When we embrace the uncertainty, we will be rewarded. The solar eclipse is also having a supportive conversation with Mars in Pisces, which will lend us the emotional courage to follow our hearts, take a risk, and invest in our dreams. It is time to make them a reality. This new moon is shaping up to be what dreams are made of. Even in the love department, this particular eclipse is time to cement a new romantic dream as it occurs in sensual Taurus. So Venus and Jupiter will form a conjunction in Pisces on the very same day, making this eclipse an amazing time for love and romance and even creative or artistic endeavors. Venus and Jupiter linking up at the same time seems like a good omen due to the fact that when they have their yearly meetup, they tend to bestow gifts our direction. Jupiter is very, very lucky, okay? And Venus is very loving, so lucky in love. So this is even more true thanks to the planets being in dreamy Pisces, a sign that Montefort says allows them to work their magic. They love being with Pisces. It is happening on Saturday night, after all, so plan a romantic date if you can. Gather up the courage to talk to a stranger or finally slide in the DMs of your crush. The energy of the eclipse is behind you. All you have to do is take the chance, okay? While more positive than usual, it's important to remember that eclipses are unpredictable. If you take any advice, it would be to just go with the flow. Eclipses are times of big surrender to the cosmic forces at play. So during the days surrounding this one, energy will be especially hectic. So it will be super important to rely on grounding practices to remain calm and collected. Yoga, journaling, meditating, all of these activities will keep your feet on the ground as the new moon descends upon us. So this eclipse is telling us to live more in alignment with our values. Thus, the message I'm giving you today. You may get downloads that help you upgrade, realize your dreams are more attainable and reachable than you might have previously thought. It's as if you're getting a whole new operating system. So get ready to reboot, reset, and receive rewards or miracles coming your way. Sounds like we're ready for you, eclipse season, okay? So there's also a full moon lunar eclipse in May. So that's why they say the season, because it comes in a group. Okay. All right. So Taurus is also a financial energy as well. So with Jupiter bringing a lot of good luck to our finances, we have a new beginning with regards to our finances in Taurus. And Taurus is also the energy of abundance in nature as well. So, you know, Taurus likes to have lots of beautiful things around them. Yes, they can be stubborn or whatever, but on the grand scheme of things, they like to manifest. So this energy is about manifesting, and that you're able to do this a little bit easier. So cut the doubts, cut the mind chatter, stop yourself. This is the best thing I ever started doing. No, I am not. No, I'm letting the angels. I've asked for that already. Why am I still trying to figure it out? No, stop, I'm doing it again. These are things that you will have to do with yourself until they become a habit in your life. Okay, so finally, we're going to look at the crystal mandala. Okay. And be prepared, because Friday I'll do my big, long talk, reading, connection, let's see what's going on kind of thing. And please remember that if you do want to be a part of any of these courses and things, there's always options to pay things off. PayPal does a 6-month interest-free, I believe. You know, so you got plenty of time to just work towards where you really want to be. I had one of the light leaders say directly in our Zoom session that the knowledge about clearing alone was worth the entrance fee, not to mention everything else you've been taught in there. But we will have the light leaders come forward and speak about their experiences so that you can see for yourself. Okay. All right, so everybody, a message for everybody that we really need to hear right now. Ooh, bright green. Ascended Master Buddha and Peridot. We have the energy of, wild compassion. Okay, so focus on this green color as I'm talking, because I don't want it to keep going in and out. When you have a background, it tends to do that. All right, just a moment. I will read this to us. And away we go. "32. Okay, we bring you the blessing of wild compassion. What if a restriction now could prepare you to receive greater freedom in the not too distant future, and to be able to appreciate, enjoy, and fully receive that freedom? What if growing pains now would strengthen you to be ready to receive a life-changing opportunity headed your way? What if rest and time is to be at this moment would help you build up your reserves of vital energy for a time in the future when you will be asked to step up, perhaps to lead or use your energy in some way to support many? Is this the message that we're getting about it? Okay. Wild compassion is at work in your life, and you can trust that it knows what you need and when, and will deliver it with unsurpassed grace. Wild compassion is what is active in your life when something is a hidden blessing. Okay. In some spiritual traditions, this is known as obscuring grace. It is something that seems to be undesirable at first, and yet in due course reveals itself to actually be something for which you are most grateful. When the situation is happening, however, it will often seem absolutely impossible to the mind that you could ever feel gratitude for what's taking place. In other words, when we're in that and everything's going to crap, we're not sitting there going, wow, I'm so grateful for this experience. And that's okay. At the time, you've got to be in it, whatever you're in at the time. It's later on that you start to go, you know what, that's when everything changed. As you take this journey, you will come to realize you're not alone. Just another blob of light having a life experience in this universe, one amongst the many, not particularly known or loved or acknowledged. In fact, the universe loves and cares for you with such personal, intimate detail that your every need is anticipated and responded to with care. No matter how difficult things may seem to be at times, you will, if you keep your heart and mind open, come to realize you are always without fail being served by a loving divine intelligence. Can you see how bright my face is right now? When wild compassion strikes, you are going to need to delve deep and tap into trust, into curiosity, and into your sense of humor. You can know that only the divine can truly put your plans into absolute disarray. And if that is happening, which it absolutely will from time to time, then there is a good, loving, and helpful reason for it. You're not always punished. People punish themselves. You know, it's not always, oh, well, I tried that and it didn't work. So stop that talk. The best way to respond to wild compassion is to allow yourself to be wild too. That means not being afraid to let go of the script of your life, to think on your feet, or even better, to let your instincts move your feet and not think so much at all, right? To let yourself intuitively respond to life as though you were in a dance rather than a boxing match. You don't have to duck and weave to avoid what life sends your way. You can play, engage, be curious, sometimes feel pain, but always understand that the pain, because sometimes pain is an unavoidable part of life, is part of the healing the divine is sending your way. It is not out of cruelty. Sometimes the pain of letting something go now saves you from the agony of having what is not meant for you, causing you far greater suffering over the long term. While compassion is not always painful, often it's utterly joyful. It sweeps in, and before your eyes, what was considered an opportunity for a small gain becomes a trigger for a cascading flow of divine blessings into your life. While compassion provides whatever is needed for your deeper and most soul-satisfying success, it is neutral, it is wise, and it serves the higher will of the universe. It cannot be controlled by the mind, nor is it often understood by the mind, except in hindsight upon occasion. It cannot be thwarted or blocked by human will, yet it is our choice whether or not to embrace and enjoy it, even if we find it mysterious, or resist and fear its workings in our lives. For those reasons, you can't trust it completely. It is the hand of the divine sweeping in and uprooting what tends to be removed and planting what needs to be planted. It might be stark at times, but it's always loving. And no matter what you believe at the time, eventually you will be grateful. So we're going to call on the crystal angel of Peridot and Ascended Master Buddha, who love me unconditionally. Whoops, bang. Thank you for the divine healing blessing of wild compassion. I open my heart to the loving intervention and decisive action of divine will in my life. May all beings be blessed with wild compassion through tenderness and merciful grace. Through my own free will, so be it. I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime and through all layers of my entire being, to surrender any resistance to the unconditional love of wild compassion. I open myself up to life, vulnerable, trusting, and delighted with the divine intimacy of my unconditionally loving connection to life and the universe. Through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. May wild compassion bring joy to the hearts of all living beings, according to divine compassion and in service to the divine plan of love unfolding. I am blessed by wild compassion, and I trust in the unconditionally loving intervention of the divine on my behalf. My life is wild and free, a faithful expression of my soul, blessed by grace, and so it is. So, it's not talking about having to be perfect or having to know everything or having to have the answers, because life is not perfect. We will lose people that we love. We are going to lose our parents. We are going to lose family members who will transition. And although it's almost a year that my dad passed away, well, it's a year in June, I know now, finally, after 46 years of my life, my whole life of being misunderstood by someone like my dad, my grandparents, my family members that have gone, that they finally see me as a complete soul. And they are happy with that, you know? Because they know I know. They know I have been in this position of every kind of problem that you can imagine, and I've never let it completely defeat me. It's thrown me off. It's put me on my butt. Been hospitalized, you know, with illnesses and things. Should have taken me out so many times. So many different near-death experiences, the shaman's death, as they call it. After the big infection that I had in my arm in 2018, the shamanic energy that came through me after that was absolutely incredible. The seer that I am, that I know that I am. The gift that is has also been a curse many, many times. And I have had to adjust just what it is that I want to see. And so seeing too far in the future or seeing my own future is not a thing. I've already declared that. I've already stopped that process. But seeing the future of humanity, it is glorious, okay? It may not seem like it right now. It may feel like you're walking around in mud and this is when this is ever going to end, and then we've got to get out of that. We've got to get out of it. I know it's hard. It annoys me more than anything as well. Absolutely, to see the hideous nature of darkness right in our faces, saying it to our face, saying what they do to our face. And nobody seems to be held accountable, but believe me, they have already been held accountable for these things. And what we're seeing is not even real right now. And I want you to think about that. Think about that. We are creating for ourselves a brand new reality where we know what we know and we help those who want to know. We heal what we need to heal and we help those who want to heal. We don't waste time shaking shoulders of anyone that we really truly want to wake up. That doesn't work. We just be. Like my name, BDevine. It was there for a reason. It was created for a reason. It's always going to be that as well. Because it's a reminder every single day to just be. Regardless of the stranglehold and the people that don't come forward and the lack of abundance, so it seems, and the trying hard and the building this and building that and seeing who's going to come, doesn't matter. It's there. It's created. It's done. We are in this painful period for a reason. Now, we have to have wild compassion for ourselves. In these moments of uncertainty, so it seems, and change that energy into absoluteness, absolute gratefulness, absolute knowing, regardless of what appears to be, that we know that our reality is different and we walk our walk, because that's how the ancients did it. That's how they did it. They gave freely their knowledge, wisdom, and support. But if you didn't want it and you didn't listen and you continued in the way that you were going, they moved on, and they didn't waste their energy, time, or space shaking alive a person that they truly wanted to have see. It just doesn't work that way. And this is something that I've come to understand the hard way. That sometimes the people in our life that we truly want to have, we're excited, we want to share with them, they just don't want to listen. Oh, that stuff over there. You're wasting your time. I'm going to go drinking and partying and, gambling and whatever it is I want to do. And that's okay. And that's okay. It is okay. But if you're still in an unhealed, miserable, sad life, then your avoidance of yourself is what's killing you. In any way you want to think about it. It's destroying you. And that is hard for me personally to watch, because I see the potentials in everybody. And I have that wild compassion for everybody. And I truly want you all to just be on this learning path. Take the shackles off. Trust in the whole thing. Let go of all of your inhibitions and finally break free. Again, I can only provide the way forward. It's up to the person to take it or another path or another path. Whatever gets you to wholeness, I don't care. You know, as long as you get to wholeness and in this space where you are happy in your own skin, that you're happy every single day because you're making that choice, when you are letting go of the need to support and help and coddle family members, when you are not taking anyone's passive aggressive BS and all of their unhealed traumas that they spew on you, when you're not taking it personally and you're just going ahead in life, when you have a problem in your body and you refuse to allow it any energy at all, you don't say, oh, I've got a headache. No, I don't get headaches. I might get tired. That's okay, because my body will need rest. And usually if you are unwell, you need to rest, and you haven't been listening. Cancers are caused by hate, self-hate. Figure out why you hate yourself so much. You know, diabetes. There's another one that a lot of people have. You are absolutely sweet enough exactly how you are. Why can't you accept yourself? You know, what is it what will it take? Sometimes it takes a big drama. Sometimes it takes a big catastrophe. Sometimes it takes a miracle to occur right in your face for someone to wake up. What will it take for you? Just a decision is all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be something dire. Remember that you're a soul, and as a soul, you have mastery. As a soul, you have universal support to be here. As a soul, you can draw in toward you all of the knowledge of the universe. As a soul, you can release that which is no longer needed for your soul journey. Free yourself and move ahead. And all it takes is a decision of acceptance. And if you can do that, believe me when I tell you, you'll have to work at it for a little while because it's going to be hard to believe. But if you can do it, life changes. You don't have to deal with the same crap you've always dealt with because your reaction has shifted. Therefore, that lesson that was biting at you, constantly coming up, hasn't got any energy anymore. You're in a new energy. Please embrace yourself. We need people right now to be switched on, tuned in, and aware, you know, and all it takes is a decision to do it. The rest you can get help and support with if you just decide. And peace will reign within your heart, and this will spread out to everybody. And they can take it and do with it whatever they want. But you will be doing more than your part to heal this planet from all of its atrocities. Now, I will be back. Look for the video to come up, as it should come up as a premiere on Friday. Okay. And until the next time, you know where to find me. You know where my readings are. You know where my mentoring is. You know where all the links are. They're all below. Okay. And I will help you to escape. All you have to do is accept yourself. Okay. And there are plenty more who will also help you on this journey. Okay. Until the next time, many, many blessings. Lots of love. Bye for now.